Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial on how to use Studio Toolkit for labels. Studio Toolkit is a software from ESCO, and my goal here with this tutorial is to show you just how to use it in a basic level, and also how to mix it a bit with placing images from Photoshop, creating shapes, and so on. So my target here is just to give you a short overview how this plugin works, and to copy a basic bottle and redo it in some sort of my own way. So this is uh, this is the result from what I've just created. Um, I've tried to copy an existing brand here from Sunne, Sweden. Uh, and if we look it up on the internet, you see the bottle looks like this. And this design is probably much better. But my intention is just to show you how you can copy this and make a 3D model uh, nice, quick, and easy. So maybe you can have your own 3D when you create your own design or something like that. So um, let's begin then. I'll have this picture in my own folder, I think. So I'll get rid of this result, and we do it once again because um, that's what you want to do as well, I think. So let's click this down, don't save anything. There we go. And now I create my new document, and I have no regards on how this should be set up. Just let's set this to bottle, and I click create. You will also see there's some mixed language here in my tutorial. I have Illustrator in English, and I have Photoshop in Swedish. Let's reset the windows. So I go for workspace and I reset the essentials. Here we go. I'm placing my image, Command Shift P or File Place, and I put it inside this folder, and we have the bottle over here. Okay, so there we go. I guess the size for this bottle is probably about 20 centimeters. So let's just make a quick template for the height. And now it's in points. I would rather prefer millimeters. I guess I have to restart it if I do so. Preferences, let's see, units, general, millimeters. Okay, is it still? Yeah, it's still in points. Not gonna change, is it? So let's just make a quick relaunch, and I open up Illustrator again, quit, start again. There we go. And let's see. Is this the correct version? Yeah, it is. Create new. It's still in points. Beautiful. Okay, now let's create a template. I just set it for 200 millimeters instead, never mind of the points, and it should be about this high. Commando Shift P and place my bottle, and now I hold the ratio by holding down Shift and uh, decrease the size. So about this high then, right? This should be okay. I place it in the middle. I have it in this layer. I double click. I dim the image for about 50%. I lock this one. I create a new layer. And this is the layer where I'm going to draw a profile of my bottle. So I get the pen and I zoom in a bit, and from here I will start working on a short profile on the bottle. So I make it like this, maybe a bit too far in. I will not be too careful about this because this can take some time, and of course if you do this for an assignment or anything, you want to be careful, but I do this just to have this in a short notice. There we go. And soon to the end. And it ends up about here. Okay. So, no filling. I want this profile to be a bit thicker. So I go to properties and I change the width to it for about this. So this is actually quite good, because if you just have one thin line when you create the profile, you will have well, it won't look too good when it's inside the Studio Designer. So you want to work with the same thickness of the bottle as it actually is. Let's just make this a bit better. Okay. There we go. I'll set a round edge for this stroke. And now I want to outline this, because this is just one single line for the moment. So Studio Toolkit for Labels won't recognize this as wow. It's hard to do this on a touchpad. Wow, I should get a mouse for this next time. I think this could be done a bit better. It's not good to be a perfectionist when you do this. Okay, so let's continue. I'll have this line. I mark it with a black arrow to have all dots choose. I go for object, path, and outline this stroke. So for about now I've outlined the stroke, and let's see, I would like to have a straight cutoff here in the end, so I go for the pen and I remove this node and make those straight. Okay, so this is the end of my profile, and this is where my revolvement is going to be centered from. So once this is going to be revolved at 360 degrees in this plugin, this is the edge where it will start. So the thickness of the bottle, or the width of the bottle, will depend on how far from the left to the right, how broad this is. So let's see, it looks good. Maybe I want to create the bottle cap as well, so I make it short, make some sort of bottle cap here. And I want to have this outlined as well. And this edge is quite good. Let's just see, so it ends up in the exact same spot as the nodes does in the bottom of the bottle. So I press Command Alt J to average the x-axis. There we go. Looks like it's a bit far from the center, so I mark these two and I just right arrow click. There we go. Okay, so I think these profiles will work. The bottle cap looks a bit sloppy, but whatever. So black arrow, I mark these two, I go for window, ESCO, and then I go inside Studio Toolkit for labels, and I'll have the revolve and add labels. Wow, look at this. But I'll have to choose another axis to revolve this around, and so I choose to do it from the right end, and I'll select the bottle. I'll want this to be glass, and it's obviously brown. I think it's brown. You can probably go through RGB, just have about 60, and so this looks good. The bowl cap is, yeah, that's probably not in plastic. Also have a metal here. Let's go for white. And you can have several labels on a bottle, that's no problem, but I think I stick to one this time. Maybe we should have just another one to show you guys how to control that. So I'm going to make a front label to this. Use this one. You see you have 6 different kinds of label types. There is back label, front label, you have a roll around label, making the edge go over from the left or from the right, and then you have a top or a bottom label. I will make this label so it's about 85 millimeters, And as you can see, the plugin is warning me when the conical warp is is not accepted. So the label, um, the adhesive, uh, the label will not accept the conical warp that that um, that the shape of the bottle is having. So I have to move it down a bit, and as you can see, I can just reach for the little dot here, and I can rearrange it. Now, just to show you, let's make a top label as well. The label requires too much distortion to fit the shape. Okay, I think I'll be fine anyway. So the top label, I call that cap, and the front label I call bottle. And as you can see, you can also have some radius settings here to compensate for um, a conical shift in the top and the bottom. Okay, so let's save this shape, and you can see it's saved as an Collada file. And let's just set this for bottle 2, save, and I open this in a new document. And from this point, when I open it in a new document, I can choose where to start from, and I choose bottle. Okay, so this is just an empty surface in this moment, but if I go to Window, Esco, and Studio Designer, I show my studio, and there's the bubble. Nice. Okay, so from this point there is still some work to do, and I do not want to show you the nice side effect yet. I will do so when I decide some more things. But as you can see, we have the visualizer quality here. So this is basically just some sort of working mode. When you're inside design equality, you work out your best, and when you're done, you can choose to render this in visualizer quality. Okay, so this label is like the hexagon. Let's see if we can go back, and you see this label. It's like the shape of a hexagon, and we have that somewhere here. It's the polygon tool. And if I choose the polygon tool and I drag this up, I think about 80 millimeters would be good. So I just click once. I set this to 80 millimeters. Wow, that was big. Okay. From which point is it? Okay. Let's just set this down to a relevant size. There we go. And let's see if we go by here and I set to 80. Millimeters. Okay, so it's fine. This will do. I go for the effect, stylize, and I'll make round corners in this one. Preview this, it's okay. So this is pretty much the shape of the label. Nothing is happening yet, of course. I will decrease the size of this a bit so you have better view to everything. As you can see, there is some design on this as well. I will try to go as near as I possibly can to match that design. Maybe you find it a bit strange, a strange way to do it, but hey, I do my best I can in just a couple of minutes. So let's go for another tool inside the ESCO toolbox. I go for the Studio Visualizer, and you can show your finishing operations inside this. So this is a label from the very start. If I click the label, I'll have some choices. I can have a back artwork as well to this label. This is the front artwork in this moment. So let's say if you, for example, have a transparent soap package or anything like that, maybe you want to have an image printed on the inside of the label, and then you would be able to showcase the artwork with the back artwork, and then you could just make a new document and you could place your design inside the back of the label. For now, I just want to have, I want to search for a kind of textile material, because this label is a bit of, the paper on this label is a bit of texture. That's the word I'm looking for. Or maybe there's something else for this. There you have canvas textured label. That actually really matches how it looks. So I choose this material for this case. And as you can see, there's no hint of it yet. But if I do like this, let's click on the white space, and I click the visualize equality, and now I think the textured surface, yeah, it's actually visible. And as you can see, now the bottle is also much better rendered, and we will also have this shape for the label cut it out. How do we do that? We do that by placing a new operation. So I add an operation, and inside this how do you say, a library, different kinds of operations, there should be a die cut. Now let's just search for it. Die, yeah, and we want this die cut to be inverted. We do not want the hexagon to smash out the label. We want it to be included, not excluded, maybe I should say. Okay, so let's add this watch. Now take this label. I want to fill this out with this. Okay, so I want this shape to be die cut inverted, so let's go for swatches. And I choose this color, right? And now I update the shape, and we have the shape of the label. Cool. So now we will fill this out. So let's take a look at the layers. This is the label shape. And the design will go right underneath it, and I will show you why. So let's give the designer a break just to cool things down, and I'll remove this. I will also have this copied inside this layer, but oh, I see. Okay, so now we go. I have this copied inside this layer and in another color. There we go. To create this tree image, I will have to go to Photoshop for help. And as you know, Photoshop has a kind of filter where you can render your own trees. This is a perfect moment for that. So I take a new document. So this is Swedish for centimeters. Yeah, okay, so the same in English, right? 10 by 10 centimeters, 300 pixels per inch, and RGB 8-bit sRGB. So there we go, and let's place some trees. Have a new layer, and we go for filter. And this is, I think this is render in English, and this is tree, right? And this is just some kind of random tree, but it's also pine wood in English. And I've randomized this, so we can also have this set by ourselves. But every time I click this in and out, I have a random shape as well. For now, I think I stay with my own shape, so I press OK, and there's that tree. Now I want it to be a bit smaller, of course, so I shrink this and I place it here. And I'm gonna have to doing this a couple of times. So I press Commando J to jump. There's another tree. Command T to transform, and I shrink this a bit. I press Enter. I take these two, so I hold down Shift to choose them both. Press Commando G again, J. So we have some more trees, and we want more trees again. And yeah, let's have a bunch of them. So there's even more trees. And I press Commando T. I hold down or just right click. And this is, how do you say, horizontal churning, or yeah. Horizontal move, right? I press enter. Okay, so let's randomize this a bit. I'll make one tree just thinner. This is going to get down a bit. This will get down. And oops. So I press Commando T. Go. And we have another one. Commando T. Commando J. Make another thin tree there. And now I'll take the whole bunch again, copy it with Command J, and I make this a lot smaller to have it in the background. we go. Okay, and then I copy again. I press Command or T, Control or right click, turn horizontal. Whoops, and set these about here or something. Okay, so I also need these trees to be grouped so there just won't be a lot of layers, but just mark the top one, hold down shift and mark the first one, press Commando G to group, and I press Commando J to copy it down. I press Commando T, transform, and then right click and turn horizontal. So trying to randomize a bit. Okay, maybe that's it. Then I make a new layer, and the new layer is Commando Shift N, like in no, or just hold down the Alt key and press New Layer, and you have this dialog box. This will be clone. Okay. I press S like in Simon, and I hold down Control and Alt key, press and drive the trackpad to left, and drag it up to have it more blurred. Now I need to make sure I borrow pixels from all layers. So this is most likely, let's see, I don't know what this is in English, but this is all layers. This is actual layers, and this is what it probably is set for as standard. So if nothing is happening, if you do this the first time, you need to locate this scroll bar and choose all layers. Okay, bit bigger size, and I hold down the Alt key to have a reference, and let's put out some more trees. So there we go. All right, this is turning out nice. I hold down my Alt key to get samples, and then I just fill out areas like this. If we take a look at the reference image again, you can see there the forest is not really as detailed as the render trees we have in Photoshop, so you don't need to be so so detailed. Okay, so I want this forest to be a bit darkened and a bit lightened in the top. I'll have a new layer. Let's see. First of all, let's put these in the same group. So I press Command J, and then I'll take another layer, hold down the Alt key and press this one, and let's just have some black. I have a black color, and I press B like in brush, and I just want to have some black tops of this forest, and to make sure this is just onto the to the forest or to the to the stuff inside this folder, I can make a clipping mask, so I hold down my Alt key and I locate it between this layer and this folder, and then I can just press, and this layer is targeted now only to the stuff inside this folder. So I continue to make the tops of the trees a bit more darkened, and just to have some effects around inside the forest. I think that's good. Okay. Now this forest is also a bit blue, so I will color manage it. Let's go for, let's just take a single solid color. Choose a vivid blue color, and let's see now. I have to bake in these two inside a separate folder. I hold down the Alt key, I press this solid color layer, and right now it's on pass through. That's okay, but I press this solid color adjustment layer, and let's no, that's not too good. Maybe no, not too good either. Wonder if, yeah, so this is no, not multiply, that's this one. This is covering over, or not remembering the English word for it in the moment. But covering over or soft light is probably a good mix for this. Actually, soft light looks quite good, so I think I go with it. The image is complete. I remove the background and I save it on my computer in this folder. So I say blue trees, save, okay, minimize, and then I go for this this picture again, and let's place the image. Commando Shift P, and there are the trees. I place them, just have a short look. I think it's okay, and just drag down the size of the image a bit. Looks like a bit too high. Drag it down a bit. Seems okay, right? And I will just rearrange this this contour of the label shape so I can see how much of the forest is inside the label. So this is quite good, right? Now let's find the type and things like this so we can copy. I think I saw an image on the web. Yeah, there it is. So let's just have this one. This says that images can be yeah, according to copyrights, etc. I know that you most likely shouldn't be doing this as I do, but it's in educating purpose. So I would like to say thank you to Västra Ämterviksbryggeri for giving us this material to work with. Come on then. Took a long time. Let's see if I can load it in a new tab. Okay, so this works. I save this image in the folder. back to the document and Command or Shift P. I'll place the text. Okay, I think it works. And there's a logo. Could we get a hold of that? A bit too hard, so let's just make it ourselves. I use the text tool and I write Fryken. Fryken is a lake running through the city of Sunne, all the way up to Torsby and all the way down to Kiel. So this beer is made in Sunne, in the middle of it. Now let's go for a font we like. Let's just make the text a bit bigger, and I simply just mark the text inside the character scroll bar and choose something I like this time. Okay, so Snäll Roundhound it is. A bit bigger maybe. So zoom in a bit so I can see the text. And it says Havre Ale here. Oops. There we go. Havre Ale. And I will have to decrease the size a bit and choose a font that looks more like the one inside here. Maybe this works, but I think it's a bit too thin. So, oh, this works. Okay. Let's put this here. Maybe a bit too big. So I decrease it a bit. There we go. Let's preview it. Works. Okay. And there is also this handwriting and how do you say, regulations, or you see the alcoholic the percent value of the alcohol. So I guess I have the same font for this. Well, and then and also the volume, 33 centiliters. These are smaller than the numbers. There we go. And also in white. Or I should not say white, I should say paper color. Actually, no color. There we go. And then we just have the sign. This is the sign from Christian, I think, the creator of the Frükenbeer. So there we go. Just easy copy of his sign on the beer. Change to stroke. There we go. Commando G to group it. And I cut this out by Commando X. And I paste this with Commando V and some white lines. Go. Okay, so fits quite good as well. I think I'll remove the image a bit, or move it down a bit. Then I update this one. Okay, it works quite well. And let's have a look inside the visualizer quality. And as you can see now, it's not working at the moment. And this happens sometimes. Let's just see, so this is correct. It is. Okay. So I guess there's nothing more to do than to restart Illustrator. We'll just save this as bottle 2. Okay, so that name already exists. Bottle 3 then. Well, I'm aware that there are spot colors in the document. So let's quit Illustrator. Don't save anything for now in the document I just saved. So clear the clipboard and the software is closed. Now let's see. I'm starting it up again. There we go. And the bottle is loaded. Visualizer quality is back. Activate visualizer quality. Okay, so it looks good, but I still need to activate. I need to remove this one. I need to activate this label shape layer, and I refresh visualizer quality. What happens now is, because I have this die cut shape in front of my design is knocked out. So what I have to do is to mark or select my label shape. I need to find attributes panel and activate overprint fill, so no design is knocked out. So there the design is. Nice. Let's have a beer. um, Still, as you can see, there is color coming out from the label shape. So for this to be correct, we have to place this operation last. There we go. As you can see, the color is faded, but this is correct. It should be like this because this is color management at its best. So this color is actually being color managed inside the Studio Designer, which is a good feature. This keeps you from getting disappointed when the label is printed. Just to show you in the end, we have a bottle cap. I marked this as well. See if I can get a hold of it. It says gray color. I want to have this white. There we go. And this label can also be designed, but I have to create a new artwork for it. So I click this arrow and I make a new document. And here is this new document. I'll just have this logo, and I go to this document. I paste this logo. Oops. Let's give it a smaller font. Then we do like this, I think. Oh, that's right, you cannot do that in Illustrator anymore, so I have to right click and transform, reflect, and then vertical. Okay. Horizontal. Okay. Wow, that looks cheesy. So let's just have an 180 angle. Wow, now I'm taking the easy way because now I'm confused. Okay, I just turn this around. Turn it around like this. And now I update. It locates this design to the first label, and it's locating the design for my second label. And as you can see, here's my design. This bottle cap is metallized by now. I think I can change it. So standard materials, label materials. I think I can just choose to make this white. If I overprint this by opaque white color, add an operation, white. Color, all right. Okay. overprint. But it's not really white, isn't it? So let's check if we can. There we go. Need to change the intensity. So there we go. There's the bottle. And now I have two documents for this. And what I have to do to work with these documents again is just to save them. So I press save as for this as well. Cap 3. Save. OK. And for these kinds of shapes, when you use Visualize Equality, unfortunate, you cannot export things like 3D PDF or View 3D file. You can export an image sequence, colonna file, keyshot file, or image, like in this case. I would then recommend image for this. And you also have the tremendous software Keyshot, where you can have the most out of textures and materials, and that's where you want to go if you want to have a really nice 3D product from these kinds of software. So I press cancel here. I just want to show you how to get back to this work. So save and save this one. I close the studio, finishing operations and attributes and color. I close this document by pressing Commando W and I quit Illustrator, clear clipboard. And now if I want to get back to my work, I locate my folder where my work is in, and I'll just choose one of the two working files I have. Oops. Now this is the thing. Esco Studio Toolkit is installed to work with Adobe Illustrator 18 on my computer. So I have to open this in the 18th version of Illustrator. Now let's see. Okay, so this is just a question from Wacom. And now where's my file? Why isn't it opened? Okay, so I just press open, bottle 3. Okay, so yeah. Go. And now to open the designer, Commando Alt 4.
N10735124242. Call or cancel.
And that was my phone. There we go. Press Visualize Equality. And we're back. Not this design, anyhow. So I select the top label. I go for this one. And I go to File, Open. I open the cap. And when I open the cap, maybe it's yeah, it has already retraced it. So there we go. Here's the bottle shaped and ready. Great to have you all on board. Please heads up for more tutorials. So have a nice day. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.